Hello and welcome to MTG Detroit. My name is Phil and this is my first deck tech, so I thought we'd have a little fun with it. Pauper is something I brewed up a while ago, and although it is by no means a tier 1 or tier 2 deck, it has been a lot of fun to play. The goal of the deck is to quickly play out creatures that cannot be blocked, pump them with 1-mana enchantments, then swing in for high damage with the ability to win as early as turn 3. Although this deck does not rely on just one pump creature to win like Boggle or Infect, this is definitely still a glass cannon type of deck. You just put all your cards on the table, either you win or you lose. Here we have the creatures that make up the core of the deck. Tormented Soul, Dirathi Slayer, and Dirathi Horror are all unblockable and also cannot block, but if we are trying to block, we are probably already losing. Hybogorn is also unblockable by most creatures, but any deck playing black can be a problem. Deviant Glee and Unholy Strength are our pump spells of choice. We only run 8 unlike Boggle, allowing us to play more creatures and go wider. They are also only 1 mana each, freeing up our mana to play another creature or removal spell on turn 2 and turn 3. Dark Ritual gives you the mana to be a turn or even 2 ahead of where you should be on the board. Instead of playing just a Tormented Soul on turn 1 and springing for 1 to 3 damage on turn 2, you can instead play 2 creatures turn 1, then pumping 1 or both on turn 2, swinging for as much as 7 damage. Now the downside of playing so many cards so fast is that you run out of things to play. So Silent Blood allows you to draw a little more gas and has the added advantage of dealing the last little bit of damage you may need to steal a game. Although most of the time we will be ignoring what our opponent plays, sometimes we need to deal with the creatures in our path. This figure will deal with most of the black creatures getting in Highborn Ghoul's way and just about anything else played in the early game. Chainer's Edict works well against both Boggle and Infect, both of which can race us. It can also deal with an early Gormog Anger blocking our path. Grey Merchant seems out of place in an aggro deck that tops out its curve at 2 converted mana cost, but Dark Ritual allows you to sneak him in as early as turn 3, surprising your opponent and often winning the game on the spot. He also allows you to turn the tables on both burn and aggro decks, giving you both life and a blocker. The deck runs 18 basic swamps and 2 Baron Moor. The land count is high for a deck with only 3 cards in the main board that are over 2 mana cost, but you really want to hit your 3rd land drop on turn 3, allowing you to curve out and keep the pressure on your opponent, or if you're lucky, drop a Grey Merchant and just end the game on the spot. When sideboarding Shadows, you only want to make minor changes. Adding too many reactive cards could make for too slow of a start, and again the first 3 turns are the most important. Disfigure and Victim of the Night allow you to change up your removal to be faster or more accurate as needed. Shrivel is a sideboard staple in most black-based decks. Yes, this card can wipe our own board, but knowing we have it allows us to play around it and do more damage to decks like Elves or Goblins, leaving our pump creatures on the field or in hand. Dress is also a sideboard staple in most black-based decks, and we use it in the same way every other deck does, replacing dead removal with a more active card. Corrupt allows for a late game win versus control or tempo decks without the need for devotion that we will most likely not have later in the game for Grey Merchant. Ravenous Rats comes in to replace some of the pump spells versus control decks. Allowing control to kill a enchanted creature gives them a 2-for-1 versus us, while using a removal spell on a rat will give us a 2-for-1 against them. Well, thank you for watching and let me know what you liked and didn't like about the video. I look to make more of these in the future and I'd like to keep improving the content. If you like the deck, I put a link to the deck list on MTG or Goldfish in the description below, so you not only have the deck list but also prices in both paper and online. If you like this video, please click the like and sub buttons so I know I'm not just doing this for myself. See you around.